Right. Good afternoon,
Boy.
ladies and menfolk. Welcome to episode 45 of Word Ninjas Live. This is a special episode because we actually have non-crew guests for once. Hooray!
Woohoo!
As always, I am your instigator of literary insanity, Charles, and joining me today is my regular crew members of Calvin,
Hello, hello.
Will,
Hello.
and special guests Mark
Hey, how's it going?
and Alex.
Hey.
Both from Wayward Raven. Now, we have brought them on not only because they are entertaining, but because we've been in short discussions with them about their recent Kickstarter and all of their crazy shenanigans that they're trying to do. So we actually wanted to learn more about it.
Oh, down a deep, deep rabbit hole you will go.
You have been warned.
Oh, we're prepared.
As prepared as we normally are, anyway.
Those are usually the best shows we've been on.
Now, because we have special guests, we are going to be skipping talkie points and what-if scenarios this week because we just want to talk to these guys. And as with most people, we want to learn just kind of who they are and not so much why they're here because we invited them, but what is Wayward Raven and what is the origin story and how did it come about?
Ooh,
On a dark and stormy night.
yes.
Somewhere in Connecticut.
Quote the Raven.
Evermore.
Oh, that's actually it's an interesting tale. There's a third partner to Wayward Raven, Joshua Jones, and he and I have known each other for a long time.
Can this be Josh?
Yes. Caw. Oh wait, he's in my head. I made him up. I swear.
Damn it, I can't reach it.
But no, he and I have. He's a writer. We've always kind of talked about doing something together for a while. And at one point, we actually were trying to write stage plays. And I'll simply say we did it badly, really, really badly. And one of the things we learned from that was it wasn't the right medium for us because a lot of what we wanted to do just couldn't really be done or wasn't going to be something the audiences were going to be interested in. And so we transferred a lot of what we did to the comics medium. And once we did that, it seemed to actually work a lot better. I met Alex. I had interviewed him for something, and I've hired him twice now, much to my chagrin. And out of that really came the three of us trying to put together comics and books and web comics and that sort of thing, for everybody's viewing and reading pleasure.
Cool. Yeah, I admit that before I saw this on our Facebook page, I wasn't that familiar with Wayward Raven, but then I saw, hey, they're actually local. That's awesome.
Well, we did exile Alex to Jersey, but,
Take me back. Take me back. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because one of these days I'll be doing a con in Jersey and someone from Jersey is going to be like, what, you don't like Jersey? What's wrong with you?
We did a con in Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people are happy whenever you said badmouth Jersey.
You only got punched once, maybe twice.
But I had to pay for that one. Wait, never mind.
That was extra.
Didn't know a nun could hit that hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
man.
did not banish Calvin to Brooklyn. It's more, we're keeping him that far away from me so that whenever I implode or explode things, he's not close enough to actually get to me.
I wouldn't mind being in Brooklyn right now.
Oh, Brooklyn's kind of a cool place to be.
Yeah, so they say now.
What part of Brooklyn?
Just, I'm in Crown Heights,
Oh, okay.
away from all the hipsters.
Yes, that's a good place to be.
Although they're slowly making their way this way, though.
Yeah, you need to just put up a wall of something at there.
What's a good hipster repellent?
Soap.
Baggy. Oh man.
A nice soap wall might possibly work. Gonna have to get funding for that.
I'll donate to the Kickstarter.
So that's what our first Kickstarter is going to be. Protect Calvin from the hipsters.
Now, my old neighborhood was getting an infestation for a while too, but they managed to kind of survive. So.
Oh, good.
Is that when you left?
Yeah, they got rid of me. I was the one keeping
They
them
all
away.
followed you. He's like
No, I was the one keeping the hipsters away. Mark, stop crying.
Sorry. You, stay out of here.
Is that Scarlett
No,
or Abby?
Abigail. Go help your mother. Now.
Need help.
Well, if you're curious about writing challenges, timing is one sometimes. Oh man. Well, I don't. So as far as us forming, I don't know. I mean, Alex, did I kind of hit on some of the stuff? Did anything you wanted to add about?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was just like the three of us kind of got together. I think we probably should mention at least Aegis in some way. So I guess I could pick up on that. When I first met Mark and then Josh, they were working together under Aegis, and I was doing kind of my own thing. We got to talking about comics, and that's where we started Damn Heroes first as kind of a collaboration between Mark and I, and as a way to kind of like diversify all the different comics we were doing, because at the time it was just Horseman and Ascendant, which was kind of like sci-fi suspenseful thriller, and then we decided let's do something like making fun of superheroes, because superheroes are cool, we love superheroes, and we love to rag jokes about things, and it kind of gave us a different take on a product, essentially, just like a new thing of our own, that's totally different than what we've been doing. And then after, I think part of the problem with Aegis was that a lot of people couldn't spell or pronounce it, and me being the Greek, always getting confused. Is it Aegis or Aegis? So we're just like
the language, and you got it wrong.
Because you're not using it right. So it's like the same thing with my last name. No offense, most non-Greek people would just say Sapountis or Sapuntis. So it's like you got to get the right inflection in there.
I got past the S.
Yeah. I feel bad for my wife. Actually, she's got and now whenever she tells her family that she took my name, they're like, why? We can't pronounce it. So yeah, but so I think I forgot some of the other reasons why we decided to go away from Aegis, but we kind of Josh, Mark, and I we were sitting around in a coffee shop in Connecticut, and we're just like, we need to come up with something different, something that's going to be all-encompassing and can actually work depending on the different directions we were talking about going. We kind of like, I don't know, I think it was Josh who came up with the idea of ravens or something with ravens, and then we went from all the iterations of like Laughing Raven, Mocking Raven, until we landed on Wayward Raven, which kind of seemed to stick. So, that day we did buy a bunch of other domains just in case. Yeah.
Well, things that people can't use.
Yeah, exactly. There's that one that I need to get rid of. But yeah, from that point on, I mean, it was just we realized as the three of us, we started booking conventions and started doing some collaborative work, and that's where we are now.
In all fairness, I'd say also the brand kind of grew, and
yeah,
because it grew, there was a need to kind of switch it around and change it. People not being able to pronounce Aegis was probably a big piece of it too, but yeah. I have to go send some kids outside in a minute.
No worries.
Send to the neighbors. That's what I do.
Your neighbors or mine?
Yours, not
Check.
mine. You send them to mine, you might not get them back.
So yours? No.
They do like ice cream.
So, out of curiosity, how many graphic novel series do you have under your proverbial belts now?
So we have three that are in publication right now. So you have the Ascendant, which is something that I wrote. You have Horsemen that Josh and I wrote jointly, and then lastly, signed See the Missing, which is actually part of our signed universe and part of the overall signed fictive world. But it's specifically See the Missing is the title. So we also have actually C came out of something we had written called O, and that was the first series, but we haven't actually published that one yet. We're looking for the right artist. There's some things we probably want to give it once over before we actually get that one out. So those are the three that we have right now. But in addition to O, and we have several other things that we're ready to publish. But I think we don't want to grow too quickly, too fast. It's part of making sure we pace ourselves. Mm-hmm. We've also committed to publishing something called The Committee, which is someone else's series that we're going to be publishing. A gentleman by the name of James Emmett. And his first book in that series is going to come out a little bit later on this year. Certainly by New York Comic Con in October, but ideally before that. And then lastly, we have Damn Heroes, which is our webcomic.
Yeah, skimming through the titles on your website, that one looked very entertaining.
Thank you.
We take the nuts off.
Yeah, it's a really fun project. Yeah, especially now. Again, superheroes are like the thing, so we're just like we really like taking the piss out of them.
Well, I think as fans of the medium, as fans of pop culture, it's fun to kind of be snarky and have fun with a lot of that stuff and play with the memes and
yeah, when people dress up in tights and go around beating up criminals, you can't take them too seriously, especially if you grew up during the Silver Age at least or the Golden Age. You know, a lot of those stories are really ridiculous. Like, I mean, think about it. I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman. I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman. And you can't recognize one or the other. You can't take stuff like that seriously.
But it's two entirely different people.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I need the S-curl. That's what really throws it off. Or depending if I'm slicking my hair back or something. Well, isn't that what the Dean Cain Superman was all about? You know, he would slick his hair back and then he'd be a different person.
How did he create that type of hair gel so easily, though? To just slick it back?
One must always keep a bottle with one.
No, it's one of his powers. He secretes it. No.
well, in all fairness, didn't Superman like make the world go backwards? I mean, time is at his fingertips.
And don't forget, he can pull off the S shield and use it as cellophane. So there's that too.
Can he punch the universe?
No, that was Superboy, and that's how he resurrects people.
Sorry, wrong guy.
Punches the universe, and then people come back from the dead.
Superman doesn't need to punch the universe. He just merely needs to poke it slightly.
But he's nowhere near as good as Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris just gives the universe a dirty look, and then it succumbs. That would be the best comic to do. Superman versus Chuck Norris.
Superman wouldn't show up for that.
He'd be too afraid. It's like, listen, I survived Muhammad Ali. That was close enough. I think we just came up with 3 new strips. All right, so
Definitely read those.
huh?
Those I would definitely read.
Yeah, I got to do that now. Yeah, but actually, going back to Damn Heroes, webcomic damnheroes.com. Read what we got.
Don't say we didn't warn you.
No. It's a horrible comic strip. I don't know why we still do it.
The only thing worse than the writing is the artwork.
Yeah. Yes. So what were we talking about? I think we've derailed this podcast.
Didn't need it first time.
Yeah. We were talking about the current portfolio of graphic novels, and then kind of ties into question 3. Are there any upcoming series you're excited for and are allowed to discuss?
Oh, absolutely. So actually, tying in the Kickstarter we mentioned earlier, issue 2 of Signed will be out. Well, Alex is working on getting me just a big PDF, and it's going to the printer probably tonight. So once it does that, it'll be out within the next few weeks. So issue 2 of Signed, See the Missing, that's coming out. Issue 2 of Horseman is just about done. And then, like I mentioned, the Committee by James Emmett will also be out very soon. So those are some of the big things that are down the road and on the docket for this year. With the possible addition of the Ascendant issue 3 might also be out soon. So yeah.
That should keep you guys pretty busy.
It has so far. But yeah, it's good, and we're actually really, really excited about that. I love anytime we get the opportunity to get something new out, get the opportunity to talk about it. That's a lot of fun for us, and it's great to debut a new book at a con. So that's. And actually, if we can make it work, we might even be able to see some of this stuff by Heroes Con, which would be great in a couple weeks.
Nice. When and where is Heroes Con?
Charlotte, North Carolina, in about 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks, something like that.
That's a decent drive away.
It's a little bit of a hike.
Pretty sure I drove through there a couple weeks ago, though.
I've never been to Charlotte. It looks like a fun city. I'm looking forward to some barbecue too.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say I actually just came back from that trip. About 2 weeks ago, I was down in Georgia visiting some of my wife's family. So I'm not looking forward to getting back into a car and doing that.
You don't have to be in the car. We need a hood ornament. We could drag you behind the car. It's
Ooh, that actually would be kind of fun.
Just get some roller skates and hang onto the bumper.
Dude, we should so do that. Like, hey!
What could go wrong?
You could have your very own Marty McFly moment.
I feel there's an inappropriate Parkinson joke in that one. So.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I kid.
I love.
Oh. Oh my God! Is there an abort button on this thing? Can we launch him out the window? I'm hitting the button. It's not working.
It's because you're on an iPad.
Yep. Steve Jobs didn't think about that.
Yeah.
He says we don't need abort buttons on his devices.
Oh, come on, guys! I want my name up there too.
I told you, man. Just take a piece of paper and a Sharpie. Yeah, actually, that should bring us up to our next Kickstarter. Help us come up with a budget for new technology, like a lower third for Mark.
No, I'm gonna go highbrow with it. I'm just gonna write it right here. That's right in the forehead.
Just write it on the screen.
Yes.
Oh, did we just lose video? Oh.
It's going a little choppy, but still holding it together.
So far, so good.
I wasn't sure if it was bandwidth or my machine just being weird.
Sometimes Google just doesn't like working on Sundays.
Google takes offense to people who make Marty McFly jokes, Alex.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We've been watching a lot of Family Ties lately, so
Nice.
I had to get out of my system.
So, what has the experience been like working with like both artists and writers? Because I presume they're slightly different styles.
Yeah, it's interesting because you go from this role of as a writer, it's very solitary, right? You're wherever you are that you feel comfortable writing, be that in your own little dungeon somewhere or tower or I don't know. I write in the train a lot, so sometimes that works. But you go from that very solitary moment to suddenly then having to pull other people in and depending upon other people and having to communicate to other people and you go from this individual contributor to now you're a project manager. And I got to get the pencils, I got to get the inks, I got to get the colors, I got to get the letters, maybe a cover artist, I got to get someone to pull it all together, I got to send it out to the printer, I got to bother the printer, I got to make sure that they come in right. I got to distribute it, I have to promote it, and it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. It's tough to get all that stuff together, and actually that's part of why there's three of us, because everybody kind of has their own piece, everybody does something very well, and finding folks who can help you with it is really, really important. I hate complimenting Alex, but I mean he's awesome on the tech stuff. He's a very good artist. He's good with folks at the cons. Similarly, Josh is fantastic on our social media. He's very good with the editorial piece of things. Everybody kind of brings another dimension, and it's so important to have that group rounded out, quite frankly.
Mark is actually very good at finding good beer, which is very important on conventions.
That's critical. Critical.
We wouldn't survive Connecticut without it. We wouldn't have survived Philly without some good beer. Oh, you remember Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, that was an event.
The con was not good for us. The after party was fantastic.
We were there during beer week. So yeah. Beer work. See, I'm having flashbacks.
Is this Swedish stuff over there?
Yeah.
Just a beer week. Derp.
I think that would be dangerous for our crew.
What's that?
That would be dangerous for our crew.
Yeah. It was dangerous for us too. Now that I think about it.
There's a point where we decided we should just leave this group of people. We might embarrass ourselves or other people.
Yeah. But yeah, it's to sum that up though. It's important to have a good group of people. It's important to have good talent. It's important to have good artists too. We've been fortunate. We've had some fantastic artists also. Signed up for these projects. So it's I would definitely want to give props all around there. Everybody's been fantastic. The wonderful thing about comics and making comics and being part of that is that comic people get it and they're helpful. It's not like a lot of times you go into just about any industry and people. They kind of fight each other, right? It's always a power struggle. It's, I got to beat you out. I got to, you look at whatever. I don't care if it's, I want to be the #1 bestseller. I want to be, I screw Ford. I buy Chevy. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's always competitive. With comics, I think people genuinely collaborate, like to help people. You go to these conventions, and it's, you sit next to folks you maybe never met before, but by the end of the convention, I mean, you've talked to them, you've exchanged business cards, you'll see them at future conventions, you'll hang out with them, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely second those sentiments. It was last year we had our first convention as a full crew, and it was an experience. But before then, I was kind of just soloing everything, with the exception of the tech stuff. Calvin soloed all of that. I think much to his chagrin sometimes.
I've learned to accept my fate.
I'm there with you, Calvin. I'm there with you. Sometimes, these mere mortals can be a real pain in the ass.
I've learned.
Except for Mark.
To make
Except for Mark.
I've learned to make the best of it, and honestly, a lot of times it's actually been kind of fun. All the challenges I've faced with these gentlemen here,
Well, you have to keep
and
things exciting.
and it also helps that I am a full-time IT person. So yes, Alex, you understand.
I'm a survivor of the IT field as well.
I'm trying to escape right now, but with everything said, it's been it's definitely helped me out with a lot of things outside of the job. So
Mhm.
I can't complain too terribly.
Can't complain too loud, otherwise they might hear you.
Exactly.
Especially on a live stream.
Repeat.
Oh, this is live. Right, we can't edit this. Oh man, I should have said that Michael Michael J. Fox thing now. I thought we could cut it.
Uh,
Sorry, not sorry.
Nah. You know what? He's got way more money than I'll ever have in my lifetime. I don't think he should feel so bad. Besides, I got nothing but love for him anyway. You know, all jokes aside, please don't kill me.
We joke because we love.
Yes, exactly. Now, Steve Jobs we can joke about, but never mind.
Nope, we shouldn't. Nope. He's still got plenty of pull, even though he's dead.
My MacBook is gonna just turn into a big, like, transformer and just kill me right now. I'm talking about. That's the worst part. Like, I'm an Apple fanboy and a Google fanboy. Two companies that probably are going to, take over the world and create Skynet. So,
It's kind of strange. All this time, I thought Microsoft was going to make Skynet. What it looks like, it's either going to be Apple or Google.
unless
both.
Microsoft just turns around and buys them both.
Either way, God help us all.
Hmm.
Shit, I'll take salvation from Buddha if it helps.
Vishnu, anybody?
Oh my god.
Cthulhu, get on board now.
Come on, Cthulhu.
Cthulhu versus Skynet. Who will win?
We
Chuck
all
Norris.
lose. Chuck Norris, yes.
Sounds like a better plot than Freddy versus Jason.
That was a horrible movie.
Alien versus Predator.
Now that one I thought would have had potential if it was done by a different team entirely. They made a sequel of that, didn't they?
Oh God!
Really?
They did?
I thought they did. Wasn't it like-
Was that just a bad dream you had, Alex?
Maybe, yeah. No, I was thinking it was Predators is what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh well.
Give it another couple years. They'll make a sequel anyway.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for RoboCop versus Terminator.
That would be interesting.
Now that you've spoken it, someone out there is going to figure out how to make it. Damn you, Alex.
It's already been in comics for like 20 years.
Which rule of the internet is that one?
Let me look it up. Wait, no, that's blocked.
Well, we still got one question left in the queue. If you could provide one or two tips to artists and/or authors in regards to the whole submission process, what would those tips be? Because I know every single group has their own kind of unique style for dealing with that.
Slip $100 bill into your portfolio.
Just 100?
We're cheap. I mean, have you seen our artwork?
Self.
I think we actually get this a lot, don't we, Mark? A lot of people in at conventions, like one of the first things they'll ask are like, I'm an aspiring artist, writer, whatever, inker. How did you get started? How do we get started? I think the one piece of advice we always give is, however often you're drawing or writing now, double it, triple it. Keep drawing, keep writing, and and no matter how good you are or how good you think you are, if someone there's either going to be somebody better than you, or who just does this, that, or the other thing a little bit quicker, but you're never going to get noticed if nobody ever sees your stuff. So, you got to get your stuff out there. You got to work at it. It's a lot of talent only get you so far. It's really perseverance. I mean, I've listened to a lot of comic book podcasts, of people like saying, how do they get started? And it's really just, it's like, yeah, I drew pretty well, and someone told me, that's good enough, but you're not. But there's so many other people who can draw better than you. So what will set you apart? I think especially if you're going for like the big two, a lot of things I've heard are people who don't keep to a schedule. So being able to draw, professionally, and like not when you're in the mood to draw, but actually you can draw when you're asked to draw. I think that's a really big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely great advice. There's no such thing as inspiration, right? I mean, sure, every now and then you get a great idea in the shower, or whatever, on listen to music on your commute to work, or whatever it is. I mean, that happens, but that's like the 0.5% of it, really. I mean, it's quite literally sitting down and doing it, and it doesn't matter if that's writing, if it's drawing, whatever it is. That's huge. But I mean, as far as the submission process, it's a little bit different with comics. It's with writing novels and stuff like that, it's definitely it's constantly submitting, rewriting, getting to that point, getting to the point where someone finally sees it and picks it up. But with comics, a lot of times it's just go out and do it yourself. Do it, make it happen. From an artist standpoint, I mean, I would tell people, go out and collaborate with as many people as you can. Try to work with those folks. If you're an artist, you want to keep drawing and certainly keep to not just keep to your commitments. So if you say to someone, I'll get this to you in a month, get it done in a month. If it's whatever it is, whatever that process is, keeping those commitments is huge. And I know certainly with the big two, if you want to be an artist for them, you absolutely have to live up to those deadlines. And if you aren't hitting the deadlines, make sure they know way ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And give them a realistic deadline. So that's important. From a writing standpoint, it's then also kind of doing the other way, and it's writing, it's rewriting, it's then finding the right people to work with. Be choosy if you have to. If you want to get that thing out there and you want it to look just right, don't just give it to anybody. And more likely than not, your artist is going to charge you for it. Mm-hmm. So very seldom do I see folks who are willing to collaborate and just say, hey, I'll take 50% of the take, or I'll take whatever percentage of the take of whatever gets sold. You probably have to pay for it. It's a big investment. So if you're going to put in the investment, I mean, you've already spent enough time putting in your time. Make sure you're getting the right folks.
And I would hope that it's kind of a given for when people collaborate with each other, but if you're going to talk about splitting profits or anything, get it down in writing. Verbal agreements only get you so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And that can be an email. I mean, that's a time-stamped legal document for anybody who doesn't know that. If you write down in an email, I will pay you X for this, that's fine. I agree, done. But you are better off with a contract. You're absolutely right.
And it can be a pretty basic contract with minimal legalese in it. There's plenty of templates out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's we have everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, since I'm not really too familiar with the graphic novel process, is there ever like a chicken and the egg scenario of the writing versus the art as to which creates which?
It depends. So if you go back, there's something called the Marvel method, and it's interesting. It was literally like what they would do is they'd say, we want to make a Spider-Man story. So you go draw something, and I'll put the words in later, right? You know, and it could be a basic concept of Spider-Man meets the Rhino, they fight, da 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 da, and you know, it ends up Spider-Man meets the Rhino, and you know, everything's right with the world again. And so they would say, you know, go and draw it, and then I'll come back and I'll put in the dialogue and all that sort of stuff. But it was helpful because they could get a lot of stuff out quickly. That's why a lot of times people kind of looked at comics when it's just this pulp medium, right? We don't do that. And it's not
Much.
often. You know, but sometimes we do come up with concepts. It's a lot easier to do with a webcomic, I think.
Yeah.
About this, hey, I've got this great idea. I want to kind of do this, and it's like, okay, cool, you do that, and I'll take a look at it, and I'll tweak it, and then.
Well, actually, yeah. Like for a lot of our one-shots, it comes around like, you know, let's just think of this really silly idea, and that will evolve into a one-shot or maybe a small like 2-3 strip story. But then other times it's like it's an actual scripted process. I mean, Mark will actually sit there and write out, you know, a certain number of strips. Like the current run of Damn Heroes, we have a storyline going on, A World Without Dr. Entropy, and that's essentially how it started. It's like he scripted out, you know, what led to Dr. Entropy leaving, how things have been going on since he's gone, and how we, spoiler alert, we eventually brought her back. So, you know. It's been a couple weeks. Yeah, surprise if you haven't read it in a couple weeks. But yeah, it's like, you know, for webcomics, especially, you know, because it's a weekly format, we can afford to just kind of go by the seat of our pants. For longer running series, sometimes there is that idea like, hey, this is cool, but you actually have to sit there, script it out, like an outline, a script, and before the artist ever sees it. You know, and speaking to the Marvel method, this actually leads into something else too. A lot of the Marvel method and people who will use that in their own way, you know, you might have one line of, you know, on a script that says there is a huge fight scene. To an artist, I'll be like, oh crap, that's like a couple days worth of work to draw this huge crowd. For the writer, it's just like one line. But that also leads to the collaborative relationship between a writer and an artist, where the writer might envision, okay, I just want a fight scene, but then the artist will say, oh, you know what, maybe I'll do a fight scene that has this type of sequence, and a lot of it is the artist coming up with things, and then maybe the writer guiding it in some way, or even what happens a lot of times with us, you know, Mark might have an idea for a story, and I'll say, you know what, maybe we should try this, and, you know, that will change the dynamic of the story as well. And again, I'm speaking in the context of the webcomic because of that's, you know, what Mark and I do a lot of. But I've heard that happen a lot with, you know, other comics too. I'm trying to remember some specific examples, but there's many times with like certain writers where an artist will just come up with their own idea. It's like the same thing in movies. Like you've heard sometimes the actor will come up with like some improvised thing, and it's like, oh, this is so much better than I was thinking. So there is a lot of like, you know, when you get a good team working together, that dynamic really makes for a great story.
Yeah, and Alex is absolutely right. We've got a good rapport that we can kind of go back and forth and stuff. And
of course, I'm right.
I may, I may kind of lay down a storyline, but then sometimes it's a matter of, you know, what about this? What about that? More often than not, what I like to do when it comes to writing comic books is to write out the important stuff, the stuff that has to be there, the things that I really feel strongly about, the flow, that sort of stuff, because it's integral to the story. But at the same time, I like it when my artist has ideas. I don't want... I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not an artist, so I'm not going to be able to do it myself. And based on that, I think it's important that someone has some input. I mean, you know, if you've got a truly great actor, like Alex was talking about as far as movies and giving, you want to give them a little bit of opportunity to make that character their own. Well, just like that, I want to be able to let the artist make the art their own. And if they don't do that, you're going to get something that's going to come out kind of flat.
Yeah.
You know, and quite frankly, when they come back to me and say, I didn't understand this, can you explain it? Or I was envisioning it like this, what do you think? You know, I want to hear that. I want their input. I want them to feel part of the process, even if I'm the one paying them to do it.
I would think if you're the one paying them, you want to get the proper setup for it all. If they just think, oh, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, and it turns out to be A, B, and C, that could be an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know. I'm sure you're familiar with Alan Moore.
I never met him personally, but
we hang out on weekends sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But he's very scripted. Like if you look, one of the things he will script down to the glint in someone's eye and the reflection in a teacup. You know what I mean? It's very very scripted, and I think that's too much. It's it's a little too controlling for me, and it doesn't make the process as much fun, I would imagine, for the artist.
Yep.
I second the motion. Motion carries.
Rubber.
Yeah, I didn't get a harum from that guy.
Give the governor a harum.
is there anyone else from the crew who would like to ask some curveball questions not on the show notes?
Bring it.
Do your worst.
I've been trying to come up with something, but I've got nothing. Like, you guys have pretty much covered all the bases, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
You people were too thorough. We can't throw any curveballs at you.
Can you hit Alex with the ball?
I'm squirrely. I can run.
What a beanball, you know?
I have no questions, but I do have a comment.
Okay.
You guys reminded me of us. And it's hilarious and both hilarious and frightening at the same time.
But wait, which one more of? Hilarious or frightening? I want to know which way the scale tips.
Scale tips on slightly frightening. Only slightly, though. I feel like Alex is a kindred spirit of mine.
I'm there with you.
He's one of the few people that really understands the struggle.
Oh yes. Not a day goes by when I'm not cursing out Microsoft for Internet Explorer. Yeah.
We do not speak of that abomination.
I've been trying to maybe do it so that if somebody comes to our webcomic from IE, there'll just be like a picture of me flipping them the bird. But Mark keeps telling me we'll lose market share. So.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I like money more than my pride, so which is why I work with Mark.
The developers, what developers constant struggle.
Yeah. And the worst part is now, this is the nothing to do with the comics, but the current project I'm working on, not only do we have to worry about IE, we still have enough of a user base who use XP, so we need to support XP and IE8, which makes me cry. I weep. I weep when I come into work sometimes.
Well, let's face it.
I can understand that. Unfortunately, a lot of the computers at work still run off of XP.
And the worst part is trying to explain to non-technical people what the problem with that is. Like I know for a fact I've said this to Mark, a confirmed IE user, who's he's like, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, it'd be as if you had to write a script in Esperanto.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I accept your challenge.
You heard it here, folks. Our new comic will be in totally Esperanto.
Excellent. That's just as soon as I finish writing it in, I don't know.
Aramaic?
Aramaic?
Yes.
There's probably more of a market for that. That could happen. Well, no, actually, that could happen in an issue of the Ascendant. He's talking about something from back in those days. Translated from Aramaic.
Did I just spark an idea?
No, Mel Gibson beat us to it.
Oh man, I could probably figure out a way to write in Latin, but I'm gonna have to dust off some books, and I'm not in the mood for that.
Just as long as one of those books is not the Necronomicon.
Klaatu Baratu.
How do you know?
See, what did I just get finished talking about?
We could probably do that. I have a bunch of sheets of skin. No, man. Weekend project. Don't worry about it. The less you know, the better.
I have the complete works of Aleister Crowley somewhere.
What a coincidence. Got his skeleton in my closet.
Yeah, this sounds pretty much like me and Calvin.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Well, but the best part is, like, so since Mark and I work together, and he is, for all intents and purposes, HR, it's just funny the people who don't know what type of person he is, and like, especially like if we play Cards Against Humanity or something like that, and they're just like, wait, did you just say what? How'd you play that card? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, don't let the mostly shaven face and clean-cut haircut fool you.
Yeah. He's a foul, despicable person.
I'm worse than all of you. That's
I
what
don't know
makes
about
a writer a writer.
Yeah, actually. Although I will admit, like, when the one convention, I was with Mark and his sister at the table, and I think she was about to step away just between the two of us, going back and forth. And like, I think she turned to me and said, "Well, I can expect this from him, but you, really?"
Actually, in all fairness, I should make the point that if you're a writer, and I'm sure you guys know this, you got to be willing to go to those dark places that other people don't want to go to, because that's kind of what makes drama, I mean, it doesn't have to be dark all the time. It doesn't have to be scary, but I think you got to be willing to kind of dip your toes in and maybe take a dive.
Yeah, but there's a difference between dipping your toe in and snorkeling in the darkness.
Happily.
I prefer to go scuba diving, but
While singing. And juggling.
well, if I were to juggle in water, I might actually be able to do it then.
The only way I could do a handstand.
Do not do it with cement shoes. Very, very difficult. Degree of difficulty, very high. Degree of success, very low.
Let's see. The only thing left in the queue was basically to talk about upcoming conventions and events that you guys are going to be at
Cool.
that you'd like to pimp out.
Sure. We are splitting up next week. I'm sending Alex to White Plains whilst I go to New York City.
Oh dear.
Actually, in all fairness, we got the opportunity to do the New York Comic-Con special edition after we had already signed up for New York Comic Fest. So New York Comic Fest is a one-day show in White Plains on Saturday, but New York Comic-Con special edition is happening both Saturday and Sunday, at the Javits Center in New York. So when we got the opportunity, we split up. Josh and I will be going to special edition. Alex will be going to New York Comic Fest along with James Emmett, and then Alex will come join us on Sunday at special edition. Following that, we'll be going to Heroes Con in Charlotte, the following weekend, and then we're off the grid until August.
Yeah, it's August. That's the next one.
Yeah, which will be Boston Comic Con. And then Comic-Con here in Connecticut, right in fact in Bridgeport. If you guys haven't heard of it, you should check it out. It's going to be a cool event. It's going to be right at Harbor Yard Arena.
Nice.
So we'll be there, and then New York Comic-Con in October. And if we decide to add anything towards the end of the year, that's possible. There's some cool cons in Rhode Island and Maine and stuff like that at the end of the year. So yeah.
Be sure to check the events page.
Yep. And if you guys end up at Rhode Island Comic Con, you may see us there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys are on the docket for that.
Yeah, we submitted.
Sweet.
We're still here waiting for confirmation, but we're pretty hopeful.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, that looks like a cool one. We were looking to do it possibly last year. We just kind of ran out of bandwidth.
Ah.
Yeah.
And I got warrants.
He's not allowed in the state. Something to do with a farm animal and a firecracker.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm kind of eventually going to just be stuck at inconceivable in Massachusetts just by myself, because everyone else, they're not allowed in Massachusetts anymore for various reasons, so...
That's actually a real con. I heard about it when we were in Hartford.
Yeah, inconceivable is a thing, and we are going.
Awesome.
Or at least I am going. I might have to kidnap a few people to come with me.
There's one day that I can't go, but the other two are up in the air, so I got to see how I can work that one out.
Well, I'm assuming New York Comic Con's probably going to be a thing since you're New York based, so come on by.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have enough reasons to go.
If you can find us, that's going to be the more difficult thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eesh.
Yeah, it's a Javits Center. That's true. Jesus.
I don't know. We've had practice last week.
Well, we're actually. I can tell you where we're going to be. We'll be right next to Marvel. The same exact place we were last year, right in Small Press. So it's actually pretty cool. We're just on the other side of one of the walls next to Marvel there.
Nice.
Okay.
On the corner too.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like I'm going.
Ah.
Haha.
Damn it.
Oh, come on.
Don't
act like you
go to
don't.
a Comic-Con. That's terrible. It'll be fun, and I'll enjoy myself. I hate it when that happens.
God, I hope there's no hot women cosplaying. Oh. And I hope I don't run into any celebrities or people that I want to see and get autographs from.
Ugh, and there'll probably be beer afterwards.
Christ,
Ugh.
man.
Damn
That
beer.
That's the worst, man. It's terrible. Jeez.
And all the good food in New York City. Damn it, no.
Ugh.
Well, to be
I
fair,
know,
it is
right?
Javits Center, so it's all the tourist food around there.
Want
good
a
food, you
couple
won't
blocks
be
one
anywhere
way or the other.
I guess.
What are you talking about? Go right up 9th and 10th. You'll be fine. Go hang out and meet us at Pony Bar.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Calvin and I found some pretty good ramen shops and sushi places within walking distance.
Yeah, there's one I just found out about. I think it was on 40th and 9th. One of my friends, she used to live around that neighborhood. She was telling me about it. I gotta go check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta walk a couple blocks away from Javits. You'll be fine.
Far, far away.
Just as long as you know which streets to walk down.
Yeah.
Alex, we're going to send to 13th and 14th Avenue.
Yay! My favorite place. They have
Fresh
nothing but
seafood, Alex. Fresh seafood.
Yes, fresh seafood.
Blah, 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 blah.
I'll wear those cement flippers you got me.
They're all the rage. They're very fashionable.
They're very big on Staten Island for some reason. I kid. I got a buddy who lives in Staten Island, and oddly enough, he's also a big Microsoft fanboy. I love to rag on him and mess with him.
There's so much fodder just between those two facts.
Exactly. Oh, I just thought of a really good thing to do, to take the flag of Staten Island and make it a blue screen of death and just give it to him.
Staten Island has a flag?
Every borough has a flag.
Yes.
Staten Island has a flag?
Allegedly, I haven't seen it, but I mean they claim to be a borough, so.
What's on it? A ferry and a bridge?
No, landfill. Hold on a second. This is live though. Yeah, my wife just stopped by. Last time I did a podcast like this, she heard me talking about her and she made a face, so now she wants to see if she's like being mentioned or something.
Not this time.
No. Well, last time I think we were talking about some Game of Thrones stuff, and I had, Mark and we've read the books, in their entirety, but she's only watched the show, so I was talking about something, and I'm like, wait, make sure she's not listening. I don't want to spoil it for her. And she heard me, and like if you actually listen to the podcast, you can hear a voice saying, "What?"
Yeah, spoilers. Everyone dies.
If George R. R. Martin wrote it, everyone's going to die.
Hmm.
I actually love messing with people who haven't read the books but are afraid to hear spoilers, so I just start making stuff up. Yeah, like when Tyrion gets abducted by aliens and starts, and then he meets Godzilla. It's awesome.
I just found the flag of Staten, the official flag of Staten Island.
Oh god, there is one?
It's disappointing.
That seems hard to believe. I mean, the bar is set kind of low, right?
Is it worth screen sharing?
Please
No,
do.
yes, it is actually.
Please.
All right. One moment.
So now I'm gonna have to watch out for Staten Island people and New Jersey-ites at cons.
And there it is.
That's a flag.
That's a flag.
Look, it's got seagulls. They're admitting they're a landfill.
Wow.
I better not mess around. Wu-Tang Clan's gonna come after me.
One of the few good things that came out of Staten Island.
Yeah, actually. I remember when I first heard them, I'm like, wait, they're a rap group from Staten Island? Really? Okay.
I have never been, nor do I have any incentive to go.
Actually, the funny thing is the T-shirt I'm wearing is from a metal band from Staten Island. I just realized that.
Oops.
Yeah. Let me hide their logo so they don't know I'm talking about them. And if they're listening, sorry guys.
Dude, we play instruments to get off Staten Island.
That's why they're always in the village.
Send all your hate mail to Will, since he is not talking and cannot defend himself.
Oh.
All hate mail goes to mark@waywardraven.com. Actually, no, it goes to Josh@waywardraven.com.
Nice. Info@waywardraven.com. Actually, we should create a hate mail box. That would be great.
Yeah.
Hate@waywardraven.com.
Hate@waywardraven.com.
I might have to create one of those for my group if we ever post some of these Minecraft videos that we've been doing.
Dude, we should have an automatic response to that, too. It's just the three of us standing there giving everyone the finger. Get this photo back. What is that? Yeah.
Like I said, kindred spirits.
So it's actually funny. I'm looking at your show notes. You got a lot of stuff over here. There's something about pickle talk.
That's probably down in the goals. Oh. Yeah. We have all sorts of secret projects in the works.
Should I not have mentioned that? Oof.
Aw, now you spoiled it.
So what's all this top secret stuff? Yeah, Calvin says something about taking over the show. Oh, oops.
That's next week.
That's next week.
Yeah, I think we've wrapped up the interview session of the episode, considering the last 20 minutes or so have just been derailments on derailments, so...
Doing what we do.
All
You're
right.
in good company with that.
I think the ratings just went up or down.
So that means it's time for the highlights reel. And we only have one this week, and it's a website. I wonder which one it could be.
WaywardRaven.com.
Yay.
I keep forgetting that Apple is silly, and it doesn't like certain things when I try to screen share. So let's try that again. And there it is.
Hey!
I
Nice.
wonder why we picked this one.
Because it's the awesome design and that nice, animation of scrolling stuffs.
But yes, if you're curious about the people we've been talking with for the last hour or so, this is their website, waywardraven.com, where you can find all of the graphic novels and everything else that we've been talking about.
Soaring on the winds of imagination.
And conveniently, all of their submission details. So go bug them with submissions.
And click on ads.
And click on the ads.
Many ads.
Click on many ads.
At least 100.
Just click on all of them at least once or twice in every single browser you have, including Internet Explorer.
Oh.
Yeah,
Start a
so
vintage.
Yay.
all the events that they're going to.
Coming soon to a town near you.
No Connecticon this year.
Hmm.
I don't think we
Everything-
put it up on the site.
Yeah, you got to get Comic-Con up there, dude.
Isn't it? It's there. There. He's looking right at it.
Connecticut Comic Con.
Yeah, it's right under Power Girl's boobs.
Yeah, there it is.
I know those can be very distracting, but
Well, I got to put it in terms Mark understands.
Look me in the eyes, pal. My eyes are up here.
Oh, yeah, we still got this free stuff thing.
We have free stuff?
Yeah, some of the ebooks and stuff we were giving out
Yeah.
are still up there. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so if you want to get a little teaser to what they have,
Yeah,
they have
Excess
free
Road and
stuff.
Oneiromancer are actually two novels written by Josh. They were giving out free. We're giving them out in PDF and Mobi format and EPUB.
Yeah, we're checking out.
Mhm.
Give you a little taste of what we do. There's plenty of artwork on there too.
Yeah.
You can check out some of the pages from the books. And there we go. The shop,
Yeah.
cool T-shirts.
All sorts of shiny baubles.
And books. We actually have PDFs that you can pick up too. So our PDFs, as you can see, are cheaper than our books, but of course they're not going to be signed or personalized in any way. But they're really good if you want to just read the stuff and support.
Might have to pick up some of these at some point.
Cool.
Can never have too many shiny baubles.
Ooh,
If I could actually even guide people towards certain things, the Damn Heroes Fun Books, there's an artist edition where I'll actually draw in it for you.
What?
Yep.
Is that the special one?
Mm-hmm. It's super special.
Artist edition. Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's an activity book based on Damn Heroes. I like to point that out at cons, especially because people love to see they love to see an artist draw inside of something that they're going to own, which is awesome.
Even when they do it badly, like Alex.
Especially when they do it badly, like me.
Especially.
It's abstract.
Is that a person? It's a tree. Close enough.
Whatever you damn well want it to be, just give me money. I'm still trying to figure out how to get paid for drawing a dot on a piece of canvas.
Ooh, and this is a limited print, no less. So
Yeah, I think there's only a handful left now.
grab one while you can.
Going fast.
Because once they're gone, they're gone. Until we print more.
Shh. We don't want to tell people how the comic book industry works.
You don't want to give them too much insider info.
Yeah, exactly.
Until we print it with a different cover.
Oh, it rotates. Cool. So yeah, definitely check out their website with all the various stuff that they have on there, and click on all the ads.
Twice.
Not to mention all the social media, so you can follow them everywhere. And
Absolutely.
stalk them accordingly.
Yeah, we just started on Pinterest too, and I'm waiting to see more people kick into that. So, what do we have on Pinterest right now? Yeah, it's really just like
Your wedding dress?
my wedding dress. Yes. We're very
Still life.
progressive. Yeah, we have like artwork and con photos on there. So, in fact, yeah, we haven't added. Oh, we gotta update it because we haven't put any of the recent con photos on there. But actually, if you go back to our site, we do have con photos.
Yeah, I checked out some of the con photos from Hartford Comic Con.
Yeah, I just updated that.
That one looked entertaining.
It was actually really fun. I didn't put that up there. The photos are up on a post. I actually have to put the page together for that one. Yeah. Work.
Always something else to do.
Yeah. The one picture that definitely caught my attention, and it's everybody who went to Hartford Comic Con. I keep seeing it on their pages too. The dude that dressed up as Thor, Ronald McDonald crossover.
McThor, that guy was awesome.
That one was scary.
Wait, let me find it. I feel like sharing that to people who haven't seen it.
I actually have it up right now. I can screen share it if you like.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
We got to give this guy some respect, some love. He's
Here we
really
go.
talented.
Like, I am definitely impressed by this guy here.
McThor. The best part is his hammer is made of chicken nugget boxes.
You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious?
Yes, I took it. I looked at it. I was like, oh my god.
Oh god, this guy might be my new hero.
You are not allowed to have that as your next costume for Mechnicon.
Yes, you do. No, what you need to do is be a Hulk and Grimace mashup.
Oh god.
That'd be awesome. Actually, if I could find this guy, I would totally cosplay with him on that.
I believe his superpower is diabetes.
No, diabetes.
Diabetes. Oh god, that actor should totally cosplay as Wilford Brimley. Diabetes.
Make sure you get all your diabetes tests and supplies.
Here in my hammer.
By the power of diabetes. Oh my god. No, was it when Alan brought in those Krispy Kremes? Oh my god. So at work, sometimes we'll have Friday breakfast, and someone will bring boxes of Krispy Kremes. Someone else put up a little Morpheus Wilford Brimley mashup that said, "What if I told you diabetes?" Right over the donuts. It was epic.
Oh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Poor Wilford Brimley.
Calvin, just remember that at Connecticon, you are going to be there as press and interviewing special guests, so try not to terrify them too much.
All right. I'll stick with the steampunk outfits. Fine.
I really don't want all of the special guests coming to our booth and complaining to me.
no assless chaps, all right?
Yeah, Mark doesn't lend those out to anybody.
Yeah, those are mine, damn it.
Oh god, that's hilarious, especially because one of the outfits is Western themed steampunk.
I was just about to make a Village People reference.
And who knows, maybe by Rhode Island Comic Con, I'll actually have the Artemis Gordon cosplay figured out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say construction worker.
Nah.
Is that the one with the dress?
We're still going back and forth as to whether or not it's going to be the regular Artemis Gordon or the Artemis Gordon in drag.
We'll be satisfied with either.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Hey, that's our motto too. Kindred spirits. Kindred spirits, man. I'm pretty sure this is one of my favorite interviews.
Easily.
And yet another reason for you to come to New York Comic Con.
You've already won me over. I'm going.
Yes. Bring money.
You had me here.
You had me at beer.
I came for the lols. I stayed for the beer.
On that note, we
Yeah.
might, because it's time for writing prompts.
Oh yes. There we go.
So back to the screen share. All right, as always, we provide various writing prompts each week because every once in a while our muses need a bit of extra stuff to play around with. We provide 10 one-liners, 10 one-worders, and a combination of Rory's story cubes for those that need a bit more of a visual inspiration. And seeing as there's more than 3 of us on the show this time round, it's going to be first come, first serve as to who wants to snag what, and our guests are more than welcome to join in the fun.
My only request for Alex or Mark is that one of you take the story cubes.
Sure.
I'll take the one-liners.
All right. Would anyone like the one-worders?
One-worders.
Mark, you take that. I really like it when you only say one word.
Let me start it. It starts with an F.
Fedora?
Just for you. Yeah.
Wait, let me pull up
Fedora,
a box of Cards in
Oh,
Humanity.
Fedora, you.
I was going to go with fuchsia, but
Parfait nougat? So how does this work?
we go through segment by segment, just reading them out primarily for entertainment purposes and for the audio podcast version.
All right. Let us start off with the one-line writing prompts. They are as follows. What did you just call me? Why don't you speak English like the rest of the universe? There's sand in my suit again. There's always an answer. Mine happens to be no. It's not a remix. There was no original mix. I'm not infected. I'm just contagious. I grudgingly respect your reality, but prefer my own. The government took away the road that doesn't exist again. Clean the fish before you cook next time. And the tree argued with me for an hour before relenting. And those are your one-line writing prompts for this week.
And now for the one-word writing prompts.
So is this where we need someone to say these one-word writing prompts? Is that what you're asking for me to do?
Yeah, you can just list them off one by one.
Excellent. Well then, in such case, one-word writing prompts. Copper, as in kappa. No.
Kappa?
Kappa.
Hey, Kappa. I'm going to do this in a totally different accent.
Oh, God, no. Can we mute Mark? Dude, you're not doing
this. You said, I want him to do one-word writing prompts. So here you go. The first one is kappa, as in the metal. The next one is ink, as in Alex, you stink, it rhymes with. Ink, things you write with. Joy. Oh, joy, Alex is on the podcast with me. Boy, am I contagious. That's your word, contagious. Don't touch me, don't look at me, don't even smell me, I'm contagious. Gazebo, as in, I was hanging out in the gazebo. It's a thing in a park, Alex. A gazebo. You can sit under it, it keeps the weather off of you. It's very nice. Artifacts. Like art and facts, you put them together, you have artifacts.
Is that
Fedora.
Christopher Walken from Boston? It's art and facts. Together.
Together, you art and some facts. Artifacts. Should I slow down for you, Alex?
I think I did.
As I tell you about artifacts. The next one, as requested, is Fedora. It's a hat of some kind. Overcome, as in I am overcoming Alex's poor grammar and terrible artwork. Spirit. I have some spirit, and preferably I need a drink like spirits. And lastly, we'd like to balance this out. Your word is balance. That's all I got out of balance, sorry.
I'm done.
That was more than enough.
That was fantastic.
Why, thank you. The 7:30 show is totally different than the 9:30.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Tip your waitress and try the fish.
And now for the interpretation of Rory's story cubes.
So, the first one is a picture of Mark trying to commit suicide by jumping off a very short ledge. He doesn't make it, but he's got a really odd look on his face. The second is a picture of me laughing so hard my head starts vibrating. I'm going to assume it's me because he's bald. The third one is me lighting is a match lighting up what appears to be a blue card on fire. I'm hoping that's Mark's plane ticket if we fly down to Hartford. I mean to the fourth one is me burying Mark and patting down the dirt with a shovel. I've got a look on my face of exhaustion and pride in some way. Fifth one is somebody towering over a very, very short person. It's
Clearly you.
clearly me. I'm towering over Mark.
No, a short person. You equal the short person.
The sixth one is a question mark. I'm assuming that when that comes up, the Riddler comes and gives you a wedgie. Seventh one is a rising sun, made in Japan. The fifth one is me trying to reach my drink at Mark's house. And the last one is, I'm assuming it's the Earth, but it's no country I recognize because I'm American, and that part of the world is just this nebulous void.
American.
It's American.
American.
America.
So now that we've all heard your death threat, I'll be dialing 911.
If you could remember the number.
Live out over the internet.
It wouldn't be the first death threat we've had on the show.
Or the last.
Or the last.
It's okay, man. Mark, you don't have to worry. Your wife, I think, will be totally on my side and help me get rid of the body.
Are you kidding me? She's gonna beat you to killing me.
And those are the writing prompts for this week. As always, if you happen to create a short story or flash fiction piece based off of any of these prompts, we would love to read it because I'm sure it'll be hilarious. You can send us a copy of it or the URL where we can read it via our email address, conveniently attached to the PDF, which is wordninja@fcwriters.com.
Or you can post it on the Wayward Raven fan page on Facebook.
Or
Sorry,
that.
sorry.
We also would love to see it, particularly
Yes,
if you could do something with Kappa and Gazebo.
A copper in a gazebo wearing a fedora,
A fedora.
digging up artifacts, and he was overcome with joy.
Hey, quit looking at my artifacts.
But then he's
I
got
lied
something
up here.
contagious and started inking.
Oh, joy. I think that's my favorite thing ever. We need to do this more often.
Less often. You need to stop doing that. It hurts.
Alright, now it's time for my crew's favorite segment, Weekly Goals.
Yay.
Ooh.
Now, for our guests, we do various goals each week so we can kind of hold each other accountable for various creative endeavors.
Oh, crap.
And sometimes we're good about it. Usually not so much.
Keyword sometimes.
I'm going to pick on Will because he hasn't talked for an hour and a half. So, it's your turn.
Easily distracted is easily distracted. Alright, so last week's goals. Let's see. I was going to work on Roommate. I wrote a paragraph. It counts, right?
Sure.
Sure. Didn't do a damn thing for Clash of the Storms. Didn't write anything just for myself. However, Kineticon panel prepping. Did begin prepping.
Hooray.
And other stuff, I did stuff, so I'm going to count that as a success.
Yay!
Yay, stuff.
I did stuff.
Things. Mostly things.
And how about Calvin?
All right, so after the month of suck, which was May, I'm continuing to play catch up with all my outside work, and it's going actually very well. Yesterday, I was able to launch the website that I've been working on for a client in Hartford, so I consider that one a success.
Yay.
And earlier this week, I was able to pick up another client to work on a website. So that means more money for me. Yeah. So, plenty of work in progress there. Let's see. Working on something creative for myself, and didn't get around to that. Oops. Let's see. We had prep AV equipment for Kineticon. I wrote work in progress, but I think I'm pretty much prepared. There's a couple of things I need to pick up. I think I'm gonna buy myself a new camera tripod. And speaking of tripods, remember the tripod I got was that a week or two ago for Book Expo America?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one's broke. I am not at all pleased about that. Not at all.
Well, you can't even blame me for this one, which is
It's-
surprising.
I blame the fact that it is just poorly made. It's super disappointing. Like I only got to use it once.
Well, at least we made good use out of it that one time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, yeah, work in progress, but things are looking pretty good.
Hooray.
So those were my goals for last week.
Let's see. As for myself, my secret meeting stuff, I didn't really make any progress on any of those. So, Indigo projects, nothing happened. The Meerkat secrets have a long way to go, and I think my pickle secrets have soured. So, that's disappointing.
He likes a sour pickle.
But in regards to interviews, I had Wayward Raven.
Woo!
You know, we did that.
I know those guys.
Those guys are jerks.
You made me feel my height.
And then there's Kineticon inventory. I have not made any progress whatsoever on buttons, which is very disconcerting, and we need to get on that. The booklets have been discussed, and more outlining and drafting has occurred, which is good. And the battle strategy, I've talked to a few people here and there about it, but I have a feeling we're going to be winging most of that, which is our style, so.
And it's worked out for us before, so it'll be all right.
Yeah. And as far as my goals for next week, it's basically rinse and repeat, only I'm adding more interviews to the list. We already have one scheduled for, I think, 3 weeks from now, give or take, and 2, possibly 5 more in the works.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All of a sudden,
Yeah,
people are talking to us. Still not sure why.
It's the free candy in the van.
That's what it was.
You got
There
a
we
van?
go.
You got an SUV.
And I was actually planning to set out the 29th because that happens to be my birthday, but since the particular person we're interviewing that day is gonna be on, I gotta be there for that one for a couple of reasons, but mainly because I want to.
Happy birthday. Be on this show.
If you can get them to sing
Get
happy
to work.
birthday.
You probably would.
Hey, that'll make me happy.
Calvin, what are your goals for the next week?
I'm pretty much in the same boat as yours, as rinse and repeat. I've got 1.5 websites to continue working on. Well, actually 2.5 now, but let's keep the websites going. I'm not sure if I'm gonna work on something creative for myself, so actually I'm going to erase that and replace that with finish reading the two main books on my reading list. I'm actually going to try to power through one this week so I can get started on the other one.
Nice. Actually, can you also do the little video work stuff for me so I can do my book reviews and whittle down the stack that is slowly piling up on my desk? Of the 29 books I got from Book Expo, I've already gone through 3.
Jeez, I don't know how the hell you do that. I'm struggling getting through the one book I'm working on right now.
It doesn't help that I picked up 3 more from Barnes & Nobles.
Oh, for crying out loud, man.
Hey, I had to pick up the first 2 books in the trilogy from Scott Sigler because he gave us the 3rd one. And I haven't read the first 2.
All right. Fair enough.
And then I saw that they had another book from him, so.
It's an excellent marketing strategy. Here's my last book. Now you need to go get the 7 in front of it.
We need to do that.
We should start at the end and then work our way backwards.
Welcome to our table at Wayward Raven. Here's book 3. Now you got to find book 1 and 2.
Yeah. Good luck. It's somewhere here in this convention.
We're on our website. That's what we should do. We should actually not reprint any books. No, you got to find it. Not my fault. But I never heard of you guys. Well, that's not my problem, is it? We've been here. What, you don't like conventions? I think I want to be more belligerent to people who come up to our tables.
It's a good sales tactic.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you guys about? What do you want? What? Huh? Why are you bothering me? Huh? Why are you bothering me?
Sounds like the South Park Cartman Land amusement park strategy.
I've been telling Mark we need to put a velvet rope in front of our table at cons.
No. You've got the wrong idea. What we need to do is pretend we're French. And what do you want with me? No. You cannot buy this book.
It is pronounced signed, not signed. Signed.
No, the D is silent.
Actually, that was a little shout out to some friends of ours who, when they first heard of our book, they mispronounced it.
It is signe.
Signe.
The D is silent.
Yeah, but
Is there anyone we haven't offended yet?
we've covered just about all the bases. Just
Okay.
about. I'm sure.
So we can go the extra mile.
Making sure. That's we want to leave you guys on good terms with nobody.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, see. Oh yeah, I gotta continue prepping my AV equipment for Kineticon,
Mm-hmm.
and grab a couple of other things, to make sure that everything's set for that. Oh yeah, I gotta finish buying the rest of my Western steampunk outfit. Oh, no assless chaps, okay?
Don't go with chaps.
Remember, this is the family-friendly convention.
Right.
You can bring your chaps to Dragon Con.
Yes, that is more appropriate for Dragon Con.
So yeah, I think that about covers my goals for the coming week. Well, this part of this is goals for the month, but
Week,
Just a
month,
friendly-
what's the difference?
just some friendly reminders for myself.
And how about Will?
It's a lot of the same from last week, like you guys. Let's see, where did I write it down? I want to get Chapter 25 of Roommate done and posted on the 15th, even if I only have like 3 or 4 paragraphs of it written. I have to edit the next episode of Not Suitable for Word Ninjas, because that also has to be out on the 15th. Yay, audio!
Oh, we have plenty of content for it now.
Yeah. Good to
You should split it up into 3 episodes, and get some more page views that way.
Been there, done that.
More ads. More ads.
I feel like I'm at work. Content
Eventually,
leaves content.
excuse me.
Let's
Let's see. Eventually, I would like to get back into editing Clash of the Storms and maybe finish that someday.
I think we should have a thing going on where if people meet us at conventions, they can publicly shame you for not getting on that.
We're not getting on that. It was only my nano story from last year.
That's been on your goals list for a while.
At least I got my word count in,
True.
even if I didn't finish the story itself. And prepping for Kineticon panel. Yay, leading a panel for the first time ever.
No pressure.
What's the panel on?
It is, what's the official title for it?
It's on the show notes.
Is it on the show notes? Oh, it is on the show notes. Where is it on the show notes? Where is it on the show notes?
Events under Kineticon.
Events,
It's
Kineticon.
right
Ah!
from the goal.
Yeah. Literotica, the 6 do's and 9 don'ts in adult romance writing.
I was going to say, based on the fact you weren't sure, it was how to slap together a panel in about 5 minutes.
The title changed several times. I have it written down here, and it's very different.
Yeah.
Charles wrote it down on this sheet of paper as Literotica, 6 do's and 9 don'ts in porn writing.
Bow chicka wow wow.
The official title is a little more family-friendly, I suppose.
Never mind that it's an 18-plus panel.
At 10 o'clock at night?
11.
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but you got to be careful in case a kid just happens to walk by the panel and says, "Mommy, what is erotica?" And then everyone's gonna be a kerfluffle. My kid saw a dirty word. Ah.
All they're going to have to do is just check out our YouTube channel a week or two after that, because we're going to have it posted. So
Yep.
I guess we should be nice and add a little warning to the
Content
intro.
warning.
Yeah.
Should not be here if you were a child.
Yeah, I'll make a on that intro graphic. I'll make sure that everybody knows it is not safe for work.
So they're like, don't come to this panel if the word boobs offends you.
Yeah.
No, I can't go.
See, I was gonna use a different word. I just didn't know if since this is a live podcast. Yeah.
No, we've gotten away with worse.
Oh yeah. I'm actually trying my best to be nice right now. Trust me, it's not easy.
Yeah, I think once this podcast's over, you and I are going to be both swearing up a storm.
You're probably right.
Yeah, we're usually at our worst when it comes to the not suitable for Word Ninjas podcast, which is just audio only and
Like,
completely uncensored.
I still have the F-bomb rant on the side.
That's
I
going to be the premium for
10
like one of
minutes
our premium
dropping
albums.
F-bombs about everything.
I think the final count was in the 30s or so.
It was pretty high. It got to the point where it was like every third word.
So it's basically a conversation with me at a convention.
CJ was not in a happy mood that morning.
Tuesdays are annoying.
You swore about the Tuesdays, you swore about the Mondays, you swore about the weather.
Well, Mother Nature was being stupid.
He is a mother.
But that's pretty much all what's on my agenda for this week.
All right, let's see. As we've kind of teased, we are going to be attending various events. The next one up is Kineticon in a month. Good Lord.
Oof.
And yeah, we have 2 panels there, and our affiliate, Itty Bitty Sheep, is going to be at the booth right next to us. Hooray!
Hooray, sheep.
Yay!
And then August is Inconceivable, and I'm going to have to kidnap people to come with me to that one.
Okay, the 16th and 17th, I may be able to go.
All right.
Is
Yep.
Inconceivable the one is in Massachusetts?
Yes.
We might go to that.
All right, I'm kidnapping you. And Ed.
We're being kidnapped to Inconceivable.
You keep using that word. I don't think I mean what you think I mean.
Yeah, 16th and 17th, I should be able to go. I'm not confirming anything just yet, but I'm keeping it in mind.
All right. And Calvin is now going to New York Comic-Con.
Yep, I got no other choice now.
And then some combination of our group is going to Rhode Island Comic-Con. in November.
Am I going or am I not going?
Oh, no, not with the G. There we go.
I thought you had already decided that you were going and Justin was the one who would have to stay back and.
That's 90% what's going. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. There may still be some debate.
Don't tell Justin who's going to be at the Rhode Island Comic Con. It's like, oh yeah, it's a really small thing. Almost nobody goes there. We're just trying to get some PR.
Yeah, that's the main stuff going on for us, and the show notes on the website have all the links to each respective convention, so you guys can check it out and grab tickets of your very own to come and see us and say hello and harass us at the booths.
And buy our stuff.
Yes. That too.
Buttons and pet booklets and
Ninja cubes.
Ninja cubes.
Film the Ninja Cubes, yes.
Everybody needs a Ninja cube.
I saw it perfectly when you held it up. It can't be that good a ninja.
You know, I said that to this girl cosplaying as a ninja twice at Hartford. You don't suck as a ninja. I see you.
Ninja in training.
I may have to use that one at ConnectiCon. Would you mind?
Go for it. You have my blessings.
Thank you.
Every Naruto cosplayer.
You beat me to it.
Actually, though, if I see a Naruto guy, I'm just gonna say, like, excuse me, you're a ninja, right? Yes. Why are you wearing bright orange? And announcing yourself. I'm the ninja. Look at me. I'm the ninja. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm stealthier at prisons.
Alright, let's see. This week, our show is brought to you by Wayward Raven, because we say so. Because they are entertaining peoples, and you should go give them patronage.
And money too.
Forget them. Yeah. Forget the patronage. We want money.
Screw the patrons. Just bring me the money.
I already got it.
Money and then patronage.
Fine, fine. If you have to give us the patronage, just make sure you bring the money.
Just give it to Mark. He likes that sort of thing.
This guy's trying to give me patronage.
The hell's wrong with him?
In a gazebo, nonetheless.
Oh, the things that have happened in the gazebo.
We should have started the show with those words. Then
Yeah.
I could use them throughout.
And we're all better for it that we didn't.
I'm going to use them all week just to annoy the hell out of Alex.
Oh, God.
Using the Boston Christopher Walken accent?
Yeah, just like that.
I swear, that's one of the main reasons why I'm not looking forward to going to Charlotte. I'm flying down there. Screw you guys.
Maybe a little subtler.
A subtler?
Subtler.
I think we've pretty much insulted every single possible group we can insult in 2 hours, but we do have a few minutes left if there are any last-minute comments, questions, or anything anyone wants to say before we wrap things up.
I'd like to thank you guys. In all seriousness, this has been a blast, and I totally appreciate you guys.
Wait. I see where this is going. Don't insult the people hosting the podcast.
Oh. All right. You heard him. I can't insult you, but I can thank you.
And booted.
Great. Now that Mark's gone, I can talk to you everything about him.
Are you kidding me? It's an honor to be insulted by me.
The C in his middle name stands for Cindy.
It's actually, yeah. Cold cock is what it is. It's something I do to Alex frequently.
I was gonna say that's your wife's pet name. Oh.
Oh,
She can hear you. She's in the other room. She will kill you later.
Please do that off air.
No, it's okay. I got at least 2 states between me and Mark right now.
Is that enough?
No,
Yes.
no,
Carla is a dangerous woman.
no. And I'll see you tomorrow if you make it through the night. But on to my original point, Alex. Be nice, play nice, say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, better.
We liked your stupid podcast.
Now go sit in the corner. Think about what you've done. No, seriously, guys, thank you. I mean, I've had a blast, and I really do appreciate it when someone takes the time to talk to us and allow us to get our twisted, minds out there to the general public, and it really is very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
we really appreciate having you guys here and showing that there are equally twisted, if not more twisted, souls out there as we are.
More. Come on, admit it. More.
Okay, more.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, as I frequently say at cons, I'm going to hell on a scholarship.
I'll be seeing you there.
That's if you guys pass me. I'm the admissions board.
I'll give Calvin a letter of recommendation.
Sweet.
And a last-second shout-out to Cameron Wayne for being the first person to notice that we had the Q&A app set up, who said hello, or at least hi, specifically.
Sweet.
So it's good to know that that app actually works.
I was going to say, you actually got that working today?
Yeah, it actually worked.
Hey, Cameron! Hi! I didn't even know we had this. Wait. We should let Cameron ask a question, since I think they're the only one.
Well, they have the opportunity, although it's going to take about 20 seconds for the lag to kick in. So if they happen to post something soon...
Hurry up.
Da, da, da,
Da, da, da, da.
da.
Da, 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 da.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Boom, boom.
If you sing even 3 more chords of that, we'll get sued.
That's when Alex Beck shows up at your house in the mirror, right? Trebek, say it one more time. I can't do it.
No, it's not Alex Trebek, just his mustache. That's where it went.
It's the mustache of Alex Trebek. The missing mustache of Trebek.
I think we lost Cameron.
Yeah. Not seeing anything popping up.
Me either.
Aww.
Oh.
Is anyone even watching us?
The little viewer thing keeps rotating numbers. I don't know why that keeps changing for some reason.
I think we're scaring away your fans.
It's just people leaving in droves.
It's like, oh, these guys suck.
We scared away our fans long ago.
Yeah.
It's going into negative numbers with us. You're welcome.
We owe you fans now.
We're killing fans you never even knew you never had.
I guess we'll just wrap things up.
It's for the best of the nation.
Yeah, it's for everyone's safety. So let's start with our guests. Where can viewers find you on the internets?
You can find us at waywardraven.com, damnheroes.com. With Twitter, you can find us at Wayward Raven. You can find me at Panther Pit. You should not find Alex at all on Twitter. But if you insist, it's ASAP Unzis. Good luck spelling it.
It's down here somewhere. Just look over here where I'm pointing. If
Look there, but don't go there.
Don't go there. I have nothing important to say.
I believe our Facebook is just facebook.com/Wayward Raven Media.
Wayward Raven Media, not Wayward Raven. Wayward Raven Media.
All right.
And yeah, and we're both more there on Facebook, but yeah.
And on Facebook and Twitter, we're all we also got Damn Heroes up there too. We're on Pinterest. I don't know the URL, but if you go to our site, it's somewhere on the top.
Yeah, we clicked on it earlier, so
Yes.
scroll back through the video, find that like 5 seconds of screen time, and
You'll see a bearded, bald man in a orange jumpsuit wedding dress there. That's Alex. He's a ninja.
Look at me! Pulled out my headphones.
And where can people find Calvin?
Oh, yes, me. You can find me in a bunch of places. My portfolio site is calvin.cwillia.ms. It's calvin.cwillia.ms. You can also find me at the music blog Riffraff. That's riffraff.net, riffraf.net. On Twitter and Instagram, I am at ccwii. On Tumblr, I am instacow. Yes. And SoundCloud, you can find me, my SoundCloud link is soundcloud.com/cdubny.
And how about Will?
Let's see, you can find me on my personal Tumblr page at darkhom.tumblr.com. DARKHOM, since I'm told to spell it on air. Should be down on my lower third, right? Maybe? No?
No, you have your roommate one.
Ah, the roommate one. Yes, you can find my story in progress, serialization, whatever you want to call it, on Tumblr at myroommatesastripper.tumblr.com. Both those Tumblrs are not safe for work. There's also an Ask blog for it called asktheroommates.tumblr.com. That one's pretty dead, unfortunately, but if there was anything there, it would be not safe for work. My pretty much never used Twitter is at Will Granville, and my SoFurry account is darkhome.sofurry.com, where you can also find stuff relating to Roommate.
Basically, Will is not safe for work.
I am very not safe for work. That's why I work for CJ.
He's in good company. Or bad company.
Neutral company.
Mm.
Chaotic neutral company.
I prefer neutral chaotic, thank you very much. Let's see, as for myself, my zombified Twitter handle is silver_wolf85. You can usually find me on the Fairy Tale podcast Monday nights via their YouTube channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. My personal Tumblr is fancypantswolf.tumblr.com. It is not safe for work-ish. 95% is safe. I tag the NSFW stuff. For Full Coverage Writers, which is the master organization that controls us all, the website is fcwriters.com. It has all the previous episodes of Word Ninjas Live. It has all of our book reviews. It has some standalone author interviews, all that good stuff. And any events we go to, whatever stuff we get from there, we post it there as well. So check it out. For YouTube, if you're listening to this via audio or some other crazy method we're not aware of, the easy method is wnja.us/YouTube, because our YouTube URL is ridiculously long and complicated.
I thought we fixed that.
I don't think we did.
I'm going to go check.
This URL is shorter anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Our literary Twitter handle is at FCWordNinja. Our literary Tumblr is fcwordninja.tumblr.com. For Facebook, it's just facebook.com/fullcoveragewriters. And for anything and everything else, including hate mail if absolutely necessary, email is wordninja@fcwriters.com. And with that, we are going to wrap up episode 45 of Word Ninjas Live. Thank you for joining us all, and come back next week, because who knows what we'll be doing or who we'll have on then.
Stay tuned for more madness as usual.
Yes, there's always madness here. All right, ladies and menfolk, until next week, ta-ta. Right. Good afternoon, ladies and menfolk. Welcome to episode 45 of Word Ninjas Live. This is a special episode because we actually have non-crew guests for once. Hooray! As always, I am your instigator of literary insanity, Charles, and joining me today is my regular crew members of Calvin.
Hello, hello.
Will.
Hello.
And special guests, Mark.
Hey, how's it going?
And Alex.
Hey, hey.
Both from Wayward Raven. Now, we have brought them on not only because they are entertaining, but because we've been in short discussions with them about their recent Kickstarter and all of their crazy shenanigans that they're trying to do. So we actually wanted to learn more about it.
Oh, down a deep, deep rabbit hole you will go.
You have been warned.
Oh, we're prepared.
As prepared as we normally are, anyway.
Those are usually the best shows we've been on.
Now, because we have special guests, we are going to be skipping talkie points and what-if scenarios this week because we just want to talk to these guys. And as with most people, we want to learn just kind of who they are and not so much why they're here because we invited them, but what is Wayward Raven and like what is the origin story and how did it come about?
Ooh.
On a dark and stormy night.
Yes.
Somewhere in Connecticut.
Quote the Raven.
Evermore.
Oh, that's actually it's an interesting tale. There's a third partner to Wayward Raven, Joshua Jones, and he and I have known each other for a long time.
Can this be Josh?
Yes. Caw. Oh wait. He's in my head. I made him up. I swear.
Damn it! I can't reach it.
But no, he and I have. He's a writer. We've always kind of talked about doing something together for a while, and at one point we actually were trying to write stage plays. And I'll simply say we did it badly, really, really badly. And one of the things we learned from that was it wasn't the right medium for us because a lot of what we wanted to do just couldn't really be done or wasn't going to be something the audiences were going to be interested in. And so we transferred a lot of what we did to the comics medium. And once we did that, it seemed to actually work a lot better. I met Alex. I had interviewed him for something, and I've hired him twice now, much to my chagrin.
I'm Superman. I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman. And you can't recognize one or the other. You can't take stuff like that seriously.
But it's two entirely different people.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I need the S curl. That's what really throws it off. Or depending if I'm slicking my hair back or something. Well, isn't that what the Dean Cain Superman was all about? You know, he would slick his hair back and then he'd be a different person.
How did he create that type of hair gel so easily, though? To just slick it back.
One must always keep a bottle with one.
No, it's one of his powers. He secretes it. No.
Well, in all fairness, didn't Superman like make the world go backwards? I mean, time is at his fingertips.
And don't forget, he can pull off the S shield and use it as cellophane. So there's that too.
Can he punch the universe?
No, that was Superboy, and that's how he resurrects people.
Sorry, wrong guy.
Punches the universe, and then people come back from the dead.
Superman doesn't need to punch the universe. He just merely needs to poke it slightly.
But he's not nowhere near as good as Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris just gives the universe a dirty look, and then it succumbs. That would be the best comic to do. Superman versus Chuck Norris.
Superman wouldn't show up for that.
He'd be too afraid. It's like, listen, I survived Muhammad Ali. That was close enough. I think we just came up with 3 new strips. All right, so
Definitely read those.
huh?
Those I would definitely read.
Yeah, I got to do that now. Yeah, but actually, going back to Damn Heroes, webcomic.damnheroes.com. Read what we got.
Don't say we didn't warn you.
No, it's a horrible comic strip. I don't know why we still do it.
The only thing worse than the writing is the artwork.
Yeah. Yes. So what were we talking about? I think we've derailed this podcast.
The first time.
Yeah. We were talking about the current portfolio of graphic novels, and then kind of ties into question 3. Are there any upcoming series you're excited for and are allowed to discuss?
Oh, absolutely. So actually, tying in the Kickstarter we mentioned earlier, issue 2 of Signed will be out. Well, Alex is working on getting me just a big PDF, and it's going to the printer probably tonight. So once it does that, it'll be out within the next few weeks. So issue 2 of Signed, See the Missing, that's coming out. Issue 2 of Horseman is just about done. And then, like I mentioned, the Committee by James Emmett will also be out very soon. Probably a big piece of it too, but yeah. I have to go send some kids outside in a minute.
No worries.
Send to the neighbors. That's what I do.
Your neighbors or mine?
Yours,
Just
not
check.
mine. You send them to mine, you might not get them back.
So yours? No.
They do like ice cream.
So out of curiosity, how many graphic novel series do you have under your proverbial belts now?
So we have 3 that are in publication right now. So you have The Ascendant, which is something that I wrote. You have Horseman that Josh and I wrote jointly, and then lastly, Signed, See the Missing, which is actually part of our Signed universe and part of the overall Signed fictive world. But it's specifically See the Missing is the title. So we also have actually C came out of something we had written called O, and that was the first series, but we haven't actually published that one yet. We're looking for the right artist. There's some things we probably want to give it once over before we actually get that one out. So those are the 3 that we have right now. But in addition to O, and we have several other things that we're ready to publish. But I think we don't want to grow too quickly, too fast. It's part of making sure we pace ourselves. Mm-hmm. We've also committed to publishing something called The Committee, which is someone else's series that we're going to be publishing. A gentleman by the name of James Emmett. And his first book in that series is going to come out a little bit later on this year. Certainly by New York Comic Con in October, but ideally before that. And then lastly, we have Damn Heroes, which is our webcomic.
Yeah, skimming through the titles on your website, that one looked very entertaining.
Thank you.
We take the nuts off.
Yeah, it's a really fun project. Yeah, especially now. Again, superheroes are like the thing, so we're just like we really like taking the piss out of them.
Well, I think as fans of the medium, as fans of pop culture, it's fun to kind of be snarky and have fun with a lot of that stuff and play with the memes and
Yeah, when people dress up in tights and go around beating up criminals, you can't take them too seriously, especially if you grew up during the Silver Age at least or the Golden Age. A lot of those stories are really ridiculous. Like, I mean, think about it. I'm Clark Kent.
And, out of that really came the three of us trying to put together comics and books and web comics and that sort of thing, for everybody's viewing and reading pleasure.
Cool. Yeah, I admit that before I saw this on our Facebook page, I wasn't that familiar with Wayward Raven, but then I saw, hey, they're actually local. That's awesome.
Well, we did exile Alex to Jersey, but,
Take me back. Take me back. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because one of these days I'll be doing a con in Jersey and someone from Jersey is going to be like, what, you don't like Jersey? What's wrong with you?
We did a con in Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people are happy whenever you said badmouth Jersey.
You only got punched once, maybe twice.
But I had to pay for that one. Wait, never mind.
That was extra.
Didn't know a nun could hit that hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
man.
did not banish Calvin to Brooklyn. It's more, we're keeping him that far away from me so that whenever I implode or explode things, he's not close enough to actually get to me.
I wouldn't mind being in Brooklyn right now.
Oh, Brooklyn's kind of a cool place to be.
Yeah, so they say now.
What part of Brooklyn?
Just, I'm in Crown Heights,
Oh, okay.
away from all the hipsters.
Yes, that's a good place to be.
Although they're slowly making their way this way, though.
Yeah, you need to just put up a wall of something there.
What's a good hipster repellent?
Soap.
Baggy. Oh, man.
A nice soap wall might possibly work. Gonna have to get funding for that.
I'll donate to the Kickstarter.
So
Actually,
that's what our first Kickstarter is going to be. Protect Calvin from the hipsters.
Now, my old neighborhood was getting an infestation for a while too, but they managed to kind of survive. So.
Oh, good.
Is that when you left?
Yeah, they got rid of me. I was the one keeping
They
them
all
away.
followed you. He's like
No, I was the one keeping the hipsters away. Mark, stop crying.
Sorry. You, stay out of here.
Is that Scarlett
No,
or Abby?
Abigail. Go help your mother. Now.
Need help.
Well, if you're curious about writing challenges, timing is one sometimes. Oh man. Well, I don't. So as far as us forming, I don't know. I mean, Alex, did I kind of hit on some of the stuff? Did anything you wanted to add about?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was just like the three of us kind of got together. I think we probably should mention at least Aegis in some way. So I guess I could pick up on that. When I first met Mark and then Josh, they were working together under Aegis, and I was doing kind of my own thing. We got to talking about comics, and that's where we started. At least we started Damn Heroes first, as kind of a collaboration between Mark and I, and as a way to kind of like diversify all the different comics we were doing, because at the time it was just Horseman and Ascendant, which was kind of like sci-fi suspenseful thriller, and then we decided let's do something like making fun of superheroes, because superheroes are cool. We love superheroes, and we love to rag jokes about things, and it kind of gave us a different take on a product, essentially, just like a new thing of our own, that's totally different than what we've been doing. And then after, I think part of the problem with Aegis was that a lot of people couldn't spell or pronounce it, and me being the Greek, always getting confused. Is it Aegis or Aegis? So we're just like
the language, and you got it wrong.
Because you're not using it right. So it's like the same thing with my last name. No offense, most non-Greek people would just say Sapountis or Sapuntis. So it's like you got to get the right inflection in there.
I
So
got past the S.
yeah. I feel bad for my wife. Actually, like, and now whenever like she tells her family like that she took my name, they're like, why? We can't pronounce it. So yeah, but so I think I forgot some of the other reasons why we decided to go away from Aegis, but we kind of Josh, Mark, and I we were sitting around in a coffee shop in Connecticut, and we're just like, we need to come up with something different, something that's going to be all-encompassing and can actually work depending on the different directions we were talking about going. We kind of like, I don't know, I think it was Josh who came up with the idea of ravens or something with ravens, and then we went from all the iterations of like laughing raven, mocking raven, until we landed on Wayward Raven, which kind of seemed to stick. So, on that day we did buy a bunch of other domains just in case. Yeah.
Small things that people can't use.
Yeah, exactly. There's that one that I need to get rid of. But yeah, from that point on, I mean, it was just we realized as the three of us, we started booking conventions and started doing some collaborative work, and that's where we are now.
In all fairness, I'd say also the brand kind of grew, and
Yeah.
because it grew, there was a need to kind of switch it around and change it. People not being able to pronounce Aegis was